I'm outside right now, and I just was reading an email from Melissa that I copied to my notepad so I could read it later on offline. And as I was eating, I decided to read it now. I'm going to read one of the things that Melissa said. She said, "I want attention. I'm so sick of not being seen." Then she says, "Actually, sometimes I wish I was invisible. So I changed my mind. I wish I could control my people with my mind so I can decide who sees me and who doesn't." Let me say that again, because I find this very interesting. I wish I could control people with my mind so I can decide who sees me and who doesn't. That's a really interesting idea, and it's another example of why I believe Melissa is both intelligent and emotionally intelligent. And also, I want to say that sometimes I both feel invisible and I want to be invisible. And I also sometimes want people to see me, but not just see me. I want them to see who I am, and not just let me explain what I mean by who I am. Not just see visually, but to understand why I am the way I am, and to understand what I'm trying to say, what message I'm trying to give to people around the world. So, in that sense, I would like more attention. And I feel invisible sometimes. And I feel, like Melissa, I feel almost of no worth to humanity, to the world. And like Melissa, I also wonder if anything I say or do matters. Sometimes. But then other times I have this belief that what I say and do does matter, and that it's really important. I want to say a couple more things about Melissa. One is that I feel extremely frustrated that Melissa can't travel. Melissa is absolutely responsible and mature enough to start traveling on her own or with some friends. Not the friends that she has now, who aren't real friends in the United States, but with some friends that I could introduce her to, for example, over here. I've met a lot of young people lately who would be happy to have Melissa as a friend, and I'm absolutely sure that Melissa would feel less suicidal if she were here in Europe traveling with some of the people I've been meeting. I'm focusing on Melissa right now because she's the only teenager I'm really in contact with on a regular basis these days. And also because I know it means a lot to her that I'm thinking of her, and that she knows that I'm thinking of her. I feel sad about the reality that what I say and what I do and how I feel about her over here in Europe matters so much to her over there in the United States. I feel sad because if it were a more natural environment for her, then she would be getting her needs met locally by the people around her, but her needs haven't been met. Her needs to feel, for example, to feel valued, to feel special to someone, to feel loved, to feel understood, to feel important to someone. There are a lot of teenagers in that category around the world, but Melissa right now is the only one I'm really in constant contact with, or frequent contact with. Now I'm going to read a little bit from another email she sent me recently. When I asked her to be a little more honest and open about how she's really been feeling, because in the past couple months I haven't really spent that much time listening to Melissa's, what can I say, to painful side of her life. We've been having kind of light conversation because Well, mostly because it was getting too much for me to listen to her problems and to try to deal with my own problems and my depression and her depression and that of other people I talked to. By the way, while I'm looking for that, or as I was looking for that, I just saw the conversation again that she had sent me, a copy of a conversation she had with a guy about her age who has entered the military in the United States, and he's talking about what it's like to be in basic training, and I'll spare you the details, but I'll tell you how I feel. I feel really sad about that also, because here's a guy that at one time had a pretty close relationship with Melissa, and who is still important to Melissa. At least his opinion is important to her, and he's being trained to go off and kill people and blow up buildings, etc. I feel sorry for the guy because he's being misled. He's been misled about what's important in life, and he's not learning things in the military that are going to make him a better partner for someone like Melissa, or actually a better partner for anyone, or a better father, or a better human being. Being a better soldier certainly doesn't make you a better human being. Well, I'll give you one specific example. He was talking about how he's been losing weight through all the training, and almost bragging about the fact that he was able to run 3 miles or something with a 100-pound backpack. But I'm not really that impressed with that. I'd be a lot more impressed if he were able to provide someone like Melissa emotional support. But he's not going to learn how to do that in the military. Oh yeah, and I think he said something, or Melissa said something about the fact that he's building up his muscles. That's really going to help a lot when you're having a problem in your relationship with your partner or wife or your kids. So now I'm going to read from the email that I got the other day. I haven't actually read all of this, I've just skimmed it. So I'm not sure how far I'll get before I possibly get too emotional that I can't continue, but I'll just start. She said, "You want to know the things that have been going on, so here it is. I've tried to kill myself at least 3 times this summer. I cut on a day-to-day basis. Some days are worse than others. I cry almost every night, obviously when I'm alone.